So I'm sitting here looking at this thing. I'm flipping the 2.5 pages that it is. And I go, I can't figure this out. I'm doing it for 15 minutes. I cannot figure out what it's going on. And I thought to myself, oh my God, is this what people feel like when they look at money? You know, they see these words, asset allocation, and they're just like, I don't get this. Fuck it. I'm going to put this away and just go back to life. And I get that. We all have something in life that feels overwhelming, confusing, but we also have something in life where we feel really good about it, right? It could be you know how to cook, or you're good at fitness, or you're great at style, whatever. I would like people to really first start off by connecting with how you talk about something that you love. So if you have a dog, right? I don't have a dog. I don't want a dog. If my wife is listening to this, she desperately wants us to get a dog. Babe, I love you, but I don't want to get a dog.
Let me tell you something. As a married man, you're getting a dog.
So every time she brings up this dog, here's the first thing I bring up. Oh, we got to walk this dog and we can't travel and all this hair all over my sweaters, da-da-da-da. And she's like, yeah, okay, but we'll love him. But all I can do is think about the negative things. Now, if you have a dog, again, you're listening to me saying this guy's a psycho. But everything I said is true. That dog is going to shed, and it is going to be hard to walk and this and that. But you have decided to look at the positive. That's what I want you to believe is possible with money. So you're sitting here, you're overwhelmed. You feel like you don't understand all these acronyms. Fine. We'll take that step by step. What I find is that most people who feel overwhelmed with money have never spent one weekend reading a book about personal finance. Not one.
Are you looking at me? I've never read a book on personal finance. I'm a huge reader. I read 2 books a week. I've never read a book.
So I'm curious. First of all, no judgment. How come?
Because honestly, my husband's really damn good at it. And that's a horrible thing to say, but I'm being really honest. I should probably know myself. But it's not the first topic that jumps out to me when I get to spend my time reading.
Yeah, I get that.
But maybe I should. I'm going to read yours now.
Well, okay. I hope you do. I'll say this. I'll say 2 things about this. First, the husband comment.
I know.
Because when
so predictable.
Well, no, when I got married, my wife and I had some really challenging conversations about money. And I have to tell you, especially in couples where there's one person who's more sophisticated about money or more experienced, maybe is a higher earner, it's very easy for them to become the money person, right? And I think in any relationship, we naturally are stronger at certain things, and he or she is naturally stronger at other things. So we kind of take on our roles. But I told my wife, I said, I don't want to be the only one. I don't want to be the money person in this relationship for a couple of reasons. One day, I'm not going to be here. I might get hit by a bus. Who knows what can happen? The worst thing in the world would be that you are sitting there now in grief and you have to figure out how this money thing works. That's number one. And then number 2, there's going to be a considerable amount of wealth here. I want you to feel comfortable to be a good steward of this money so that it's not just something that exists over there. It's like if the 2 of us go kayaking or something, you don't want to be the only one rowing. Both of you rowing in the same direction makes it more fun. You have some skin in the game and you're going towards a direction both of you want to go. And when I explained it like that, my wife was totally in. Like, yeah, okay. And that didn't make it easy. We still had to have a lot of challenging conversations. But I do think that money, unlike washing the dishes or something like that, is something that both partners should have at least some skin in the game on.
I 100% agree. And also, like, both, you nailed that on the head. Like, that's one of my fears now, especially because we have a kid. I'm like, I don't want you not to know what to do or where to go or where to find things. I don't want someone else stepping in telling you what to do. I want you to understand it. But the other part of that is I don't want to create a weird dynamic. Like for us, and this is just, I'm not saying this should happen with every couple, but for us, like money's not necessarily an issue because we look at everything as like this collectively, it's completely equal. Like we're not saying like this is mine, this is yours.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything's on the board. But I don't want to create a power dynamic, which I think happens in a lot of relationships where I do become the money guy, and it's like you have to come to me for the money and ask what you can spend and ask.
I don't feel like it's ever been like that. So maybe that's another thing why I make my own money. He makes his own money. What's mine is his. What's his is mine. So there's never. I don't think we've ever really gotten into a fight over money. So maybe that's why I haven't been pushed to read a book.
I'll challenge you on this. So it doesn't sound like that is really the issue. It sounds like you have been very successful. So it's not like you're fighting about, how much can we spend at Target or something like that. So you've kind of checked the boxes on all the easy stuff. Now, let's talk about not playing defense, but going on